Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. I am in Seal Beach, California. Had an appointment up here and wanted to show you the sleepy little town, walking out to the beach. We've been here before, but it's always nice, you know? I like to come up here, have my meeting, get a slice. It's always great. But today, your offer is rejected. Remember that, okay? So before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to join our email list. And also we have a sponsor today, Patriot Gold, which I'll talk about a little later. But let's get right into it. Credit Suisse is trying to merge with UBS. And Credit Suisse is in trouble, like a lot of big banks are in trouble. And Credit Suisse tried to get the approval of Parliament to have their rescue plan approved, and Parliament rejected it. I think it was 107 to 11, something like that, but just blatantly rejected it. Now, can they still merge? Absolutely, but you want regulators, wherever you're at, whatever country you're in, to be able to approve what you're doing. So if you need any special favors down the road, you're going to get that. So they're against this, which leads us to believe that this isn't the greatest deal in the world for Credit Suisse and for the investors. Now, let's take a step back over the last month and think about this. When First Republic had trouble, they got an infusion of $30 billion, okay? And these are uninsured deposits that these people put into the bank. The crazy thing about this is that $3.6 billion of this money was issued as preferred stock from First Republic. Now, you would sit there and think, oh, this is great. Voting, preferred stock. How about this? The shares were issued at $25 a piece, okay? Today, they're in the $5.50 range, okay? So they've lost just a tremendous amount of value and completely upside down right now with that. So with that being said, it's kind of ridiculous that anybody would put a dime into that bank, but they've lost a tremendous amount of money. Now, when you add to this, will First Republic make it? Who knows right now? But one thing that they just announced is that they're no longer going to pay a dividend right now. So how about those people that just put their money into the preferred stock and there's no dividend? So there's that. How about this one too? Over the course of the last year that ended on March 29th, so basically 1 year's time, there has been $700 billion that has been taken out of the major banks, top 25 banks, $700 billion. People are leery. People are listening to Dan and other channels like mine to say, hey, you should have your money out of the bank and have other places that are safer. So that's good. The other thing is if you go to the top 29 banks, it goes to $900 billion that was taken out. So this is completely upside down, guys, as far as the money that people are taking out of these banks, and that it's upside down. But the UBS and Credit Suisse merger, their merger, who knows if it's in trouble or not. So, but the banks right now are in deep trouble, without a doubt. I've talked to you guys extensively about Kevin OLeary, who's on Shark Tank, who's Mr. Wonderful, who is a brilliant investor, okay? And I've had my differences with Mr. OLeary over the course of the last, year or so with things that he's talked about. But he's got something right now that I think is absolutely winning, and we should take a look at, and I know I want to be part of. Take a look at this.
I'm at that stage in my life where I want to do something big. And the task that I've decided I'm going to take on is I'm going to build a refinery in America.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to syndicate the 14... I don't know why I broke it here, but it's going to cost about $14 billion. I'm going to syndicate that debt and that equity. I'm going to find a state that wants to work with me. I'm going to get a permit, and we're going to do the right thing for America. We have to have more refineries.
Okay, a new refinery in America, I'm in. 100%. I met Mr. OLeary in 2013, and I got my picture with him. You guys have seen this. I showed this to you last week. And the one thing I said to him was, I'm going to work with you someday, and this is it. I want to be part of this. And here's what I'm proposing. As a conference company, before I did YouTube, I ran conferences and events and things like that. We need to set this thing up to where we could start the Refinery tour, where we go out, we build an interest list, an email list, to get people who are interested in the refinery as investors and as potential suitors for, to have the refinery, whether it be a municipality, a state, a county, whatever, build the interest list. 60 days from now, we go out and we have an online meeting where these municipalities make their pitch to us and give them a half an hour as to why we should have the refinery there. And then from the list, we build the top 5 or 6 and then go do a physical tour. I will write a check for this. Today, I'd write a check for Mr. OLeary to support a new refinery in the United States. Absolutely 100%. So I mean it, guys. If you guys have a way of contacting Mr. OLeary, I'm all in. But let's do this. And I've talked to other influencers today. And again, I got 275,000 subscribers. I'm not the biggest guy in the world by any means, but I've got a wealthy audience, and my wealthy audience would totally be into having a new refinery in this, dividends, all the cool things that would come with that. Sign me up. But let's do this, and let's build the interest list from the ground up. Let's build the email list of potential municipalities and potential investors. Let's do it now. If you guys have a way of reaching out to Kevin OLeary, let's get hooked up. I'm all in. Next time he's in LA, I would love to sit down and have this meeting with them. And again, I'd write a check today for this, okay? And I know other people would be into this too. Here in California, we have refineries here, and we have the most expensive gas in the country. It is ridiculous, okay? And I could never understand that. I could never understand that sugarcane, plantations were in Hawaii and the sugar was the most expensive, okay? Somebody smarter than that can explain it to me. But we need to work together on bringing manufacturing back and bringing back, a refinery. What a great idea. What a brilliant idea. Your legacy, sir, absolutely fantastic. So share your thoughts on this, guys. Let me know what you think about this. But, wouldn't that be cool? Start it from the ground up. But as a connective marketer, this is what I do. I can bring everybody together. We can build the list. We can build the interest list, and then have them come to us and make a presentation. And then from there, pick the top six locations that we go visit and have them, make their presentation. Okay? Let me know, guys. Share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. As we all get older, one thing that we have to do is look at our retirement and take it very seriously. The best thing that you can do right now is you can look at getting an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that is Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431, and get a free investor guide on how you can get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. They have a no fee for life IRA, and if you have an existing IRA, they can transfer it over without any tax liability. Call them today and find out how you can do this, okay? The other thing is that JP Morgan CEO, Jamie Dimon, he's just said that we're about to head into an economic hurricane. You should be concerned about that. If that's not enough, look at what Wells Fargo is saying. Wells Fargo just said that we're going to enter a commodity super cycle and that gold could go as high as $3,000 an ounce. You don't want to miss this. Call them today, 888-330-1431, before it's too late. Let them know that I allegedly sent you, and get that free investor guide before it's too late. One thing that I love to look at is the economic news that's contradictory. And we get a story out of Yahoo Finance talking about how Jerome Powell says we have, skirted any recession and everything's great. You get Janet Yellen in another story who says that there will be no economic downturn. Man, I don't know where they live, what planet is doing well, okay? So it's not on Earth, okay? Let's put it that way. So it's kind of crazy that they're living the way that they are and suggesting that. But that being said, there is another article that talks about how we are going to have real problems when it comes to this inflationary number. 5% is great. It's better than it was anticipated by, a tenth of a point, but it's off dramatically. It's still 5%, guys, which I don't believe it's at 5%. Okay? Jeremy Siegel, the Wharton professor, I always like reading his stuff because he said, wait a second, all this economic data that we have prepared everybody for never included a banking crisis. And we have a banking crisis right now, and everybody needs to take this seriously as they move forward. So what do you do, guys? Do you sit there and just act like everything's okay? It's not. Businesses are losing their lines of credit. People are not being able to refinance right now. There's a thing called a golden handcuff, which is a new term, which is fantastic. And that is that people are out there that have normally used their homes as an ATM machine and can't. If they had an ounce of sense, they don't want to refinance from their older mortgages that have really, really low interest rates in the 3%. Why would you double your interest rate right now to get yourself 100 grand? You'd be insane to do that. You'd have to be in serious economic trouble having to get out of trouble to refinance right now. And people are finding themselves that they cannot go out and refinance if they had an ounce of sense. So it's fascinating right now. It really is. Now I'm hearing people say, oh, we're seeing such a problem, with inventory. There's no inventory for real estate. There's too much inventory. You're seeing these builders that are going to have money problems because credit just doesn't dry up for one subset. Hey, we don't like the construction industry. We don't like the wine industry. We don't like this. No, it's everything. It's getting more and more difficult for people to borrow money. You have to have gold credit. You have to have, like Warren Buffett says, you can get money when you don't need money. That's what people are experiencing right now more than ever. And it's only going to get worse right now. Look at your retirement. Look at all this stuff that's going to protect you in the future right now. But if you think things are good and that there's no problem and you want to believe that lie, man, good luck to you, because it's absolutely crazy right now for people to sit there and, live this lie right now about how good things are. Yes, you can say inflation went down. Go ahead. Okay? I don't believe it at all. Ask the people in the UK if inflation has gone down. Food inflation is the problem right now. And the problem with inflation, it's what you're getting. It's how you're getting shrinkflation and getting cheated out of things. When you go to restaurants and you used to have soup and salad, now you're buying the entree and you want to pay for the salad. Yeah, but look, the price is the same for the entree. No, things were included in that before. And once again, it's like going to a hotel. I get a kick out of these hotels that don't offer services. Take things out of the room, take coffee, take soap out of the room. It's insane, guys. What kind of service is that? So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. This is the beginning of this, guys, right now. It's not getting better. It is, it's just hovering around, okay? And the fact that people can't sell their houses, man, oh man, oh man. What about the people getting divorced right now? Think about this one. You finally have had it with your spouse. She or him, okay? Whatever side you're on, doesn't matter. The point is that, listen, you got to buy her out of the house, okay? Now interest rates went from 3 to 7%, okay? And you're getting divorced. You got to do this on one income. You can't refinance the houses, guys. I'm getting all these people writing me saying, yeah, we can't do this. What would you do, okay? Well, what I would do would be to get some solid advice. And I would look at alternatives. I would look at private investors and things like that to get myself out of the situation right now as quickly as possible. But that's just me. The problem with it is that people are finding themselves that they have to sell the house. And right now with the value of properties starting to go down, and I get people that every time I say this, they say that's not true. They're not going down everywhere. The inventory is great. There's so many houses that, there's so few houses available. Okay, good luck. But these people getting divorced right now that can't, refinance their house and can't sell, I'm sorry, I feel for you guys more than you know. So let me know what you guys think about all this stuff so far, and share your thoughts on this. It's a nice little beach, Seal Beach. That out there is the Long Beach Riviera. Isn't it beautiful? Long Beach, California. Remember the Spruce Goose? That used to be out. That was that dome that's way out there. But anyways, great place to visit. Seal Beach is really a cool town. Great shops, restaurants, all this stuff out here. If you've ever been out here, it's really nice. If you guys want to ever recommend a place, I'm all ears. So hello at iAllegedly.com. People, I don't know why, it just came up all of a sudden over the last week. People have asked me, what's the symbolism of the black ring on Dan's finger? It's a Fitbit type thing. It's called an Oura ring. It's a health tracker. It tells me my, heart rate, how far I walked, all that stuff. And when I film these videos, I walk a lot. So it's kind of nice, but it also warns me if I'm going to drop dead of a heart attack. So if it's on film, you guys will see it first. Okay? Now, do you ever hear news that concerns you and you say, wow, that's a lot, or this is something to look at? How about this? Bank of America last week had $2.3 billion in equities and ETFs sold from the Bank of America Securities portfolios. $2.3 billion. Yeah, we've had enough of you guys. Isn't that concerning right now, guys? So, one thing I always ask is, are these insured? Are they not insured? You need to look at that. And $2.3 billion worth of Bank of America securities were sold. Now, here's the concerning part about this. The week before, they had another $2.3 billion sold too. It's a lot, okay? Somebody sent me a story about Airbnbs. Hey, this is the future. You want to make some money? Get yourself an Airbnb, which I think is crazy. There's a guy that they sent me a story on where he bought two tiny houses, little tiny, 10 by 18 like squares, and they rent them out. And this guy did it in Oakland, California, and now it's his sole source of income. He spent $35,000 a piece on these, but that's how he's earning all his money, is people traveling. Now, when I think of vacation hotspots, man, oh man, is it Oakland, California. So, I know, can't wait. Anybody want to meet me in Oakland? Okay, share your thoughts on all this. One thing I love from my subscribers is the follow-up that you guys send when I talk about a story, and then you send me more things that are relevant to that. We recently were told about the charging stations and how dangerous they could be when it comes to malware and them getting access to your contacts and things like that from your phone. Well, Pat sent me a great story from the Kim Commando show, and Kim is everything tech. She is really good. The thing I like about Kim a lot is when she does her discount shopping stuff, because it's always good, but it's Commando with a K. But she talked about how you shouldn't leave your Bluetooth on. And it's something that, until I read the story, I used to leave my Bluetooth on all the time, never even thought about it. But bad people can get access to your phone. And one thing that I'm always amazed at is like when I fly on a plane, how many times people try to send me photos when I'm on a plane. I always think that they're degenerates, and it happens at the airport a lot. But what if they're trying to do something nefarious? Okay, well, that would be it. You know what I mean? That's all it would take, would be to click on something like that. So, don't click on, you get texted by somebody, hey, were you at the coffee shop the other day? Hey, is this a picture of you? Just ignore it, delete and block. Just remember that. But turn your Bluetooth on unless you're using it. And, it's kind of a sleepy beach town over here. It's kind of nice. Another great story below that I got a kick out of is JP Morgan is calling all managers into the office. We don't care who you are, how high up you are in the company. You're working in the office 5 days a week right now. And these people are flipping out because you know what they did? They just would sit there in their swanky apartments in New York City, barking orders at these minions, and do it via Zoom, okay? And sitting there drinking lattes on the sofa, watching Jerry Springer and Dan, okay? So I think that's who that they watched, okay? So share your thoughts, but great story about how these guys are caught having to go out and get a job and go work at their job. So the rest of us has to show up. These people have to show up now too. So share your thoughts on that. I don't care where you live around the globe. I just had a lot of people from Australia write me. talking about the real estate problems there and how difficult it is to sell homes and how expensive everything is and how rentals are so tough to find. And then you go to Canada, and Canada just decided not to raise interest rates again. And everybody's celebrating that. Hey, we're keeping our overnight rate at 4.5%. Isn't this great? And savings rates at 4.75%. Okay. Well, it's because inflation is diminishing. Energy costs are going down. Again, where is that? So they keep talking about that. And, it's interesting that they say things like that. Next thing is people write me and talk about, jobs and hey, how do I get a raise? Okay. Simple. Don't walk into your employer and say, hey, I want more money. Okay. Because they're never going to say that. Walk in and present something different. Talk about what you've done. Sit down with the HR person, explain to them what an asset you are to the company, and explain to them, your loyalty, what you've done, what you do, how all the, customers love you or patients or whoever it is. And you want to know what the path is going to be to make X amount of dollars a week, a month, whatever it is you're looking for, or per hour more. Do that because you want to know what the path is for that. Oh, for you to make more money, that path? Well, there is no path to make that money. Oh, so my path should be out the front door? Understand? That's how you present that instead of saying, if you don't pay me this, I'm leaving. You'd be surprised how this opens up a dialogue with people. Now, I know someone who just got a 2% raise and the company bragged about the 2% raise. Now, if you believe that inflation is at 5%, okay, she's losing 3% a year in her money and her buying power. There is no, future without making more money. The wage gap right now is crashing right now. People are not making nearly enough money to get by right now. It's that simple. Not getting paid enough for their time working. And you can talk about how business is bad and companies are doing bad. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and tell me how great business is one day and then tell me, hey, we can't afford to pay you people. So make up your mind. So that's where we're at right now with all this stuff. But again, share your thoughts on this. I love when HR people write me because either they care about the employees or they don't. You don't understand how difficult it is right now. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Let me know what's worked for you to get a raise. Okay? I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And the first one is Budweiser, the king of beers. Well, they used to be the king of beers. Now they're not anymore. Remember when they used to have those cool Bud Light commercials? Real men of genius, Remember that? They were great. Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Now it's Real Men of Stupid. Anyways, it's funny because Budweiser has lost $5 billion in their latest ad campaign. It's not going over so big. Plus, I'm a guy who goes to sporting events like the Los Angeles Angels, and they can't give Bud Light away right now. Isn't that interesting? Seriously. The Michelada stand, which is great. It's a kind of a spicy tomato, and then you pour the beer into it. I'm telling you, no Bud Light in that. So, the next one is Nike is getting, chased after because of certain things with Nike and women's sports bras and things like that. So we'll see how this unfolds. Okay. Remember Juul, the little e-cigarettes? Did you know that those things were unregulated by the FDA? These guys just made those things and sold those things and never got them approved by the FDA. Okay, very interesting. Anyways, those guys have to pay a $462 million fine to 8 states. Okay, so kind of interesting. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And it's kind of fascinating, guys, kind of the world that we're living in right now, where you're told one thing and another thing happens. And the Fed, with their game plan of we're going to raise interest rates, we're going to halt interest rates, they're still going to raise interest rates at their next meeting, guys. Mark my words, okay? But hope you guys like Seal Beach today. Please don't forget to reach out if you have anything. hello@iallegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you real soon. And also, if anybody knows a way to reach Kevin OLeary, share this video with them, okay? Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.